Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap and also welcome to the government scheme sessions in which we cover all the important schemes that are asked in your examination and all the dimensions that can be asked in it. So the scheme that we're covering today, it is Eklavya Model Residential School. So Miss Purvi has asked me to make a video on this, and this is a request to all of you. If you have any query in any of the scheme, you can always ask to make me a scheme on it, and I'll definitely make. So let's start with the session, but before that, here's an announcement for all the aspirants who are preparing for central regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution guide to all your queries. For example, in the screen, you're looking at the comprehensive guide to become an RBI manager, in which you'll first understand the role of RBI, what will you do when you will become RBI manager, and then after that how to enter the organization. So all your queries, what is the eligibility criteria, what is the minimum qualification required, what is the minimum percentage in your graduation that is required, that has been addressed. And after that, what is the syllabus, previous year cutoff, what are the past trends, what are the type of questions that can be asked, all have been mentioned. And at the end, the comprehensive way that you can start your journey has also been written in this particular ebook. So do not miss the opportunity, and you can download this ebook free of cost from the link that is present in the description box. So now let's start with the session. See, EMRS, it has a full form and it says Eklavya Model Residential School. So when we'll understand just the full form of it, half of the scheme that you will understand. Okay. So you all must have heard of the story that is of Eklavya. He was a student, a child who belonged to a tribal community, and from the mud he made a sculpture of Guru Dronacharya, and then he declared that now from today onwards he is the student. Do remember this word. He is the student of Guru Dronacharya, and then he used to practice his archery, right? So from his name only, this Eklavya, the scheme has been named Eklavya Model Residential School. So by this we have understood that Eklavya means he was a student. That is why this scheme, it is for student, and also we are talking about school, so that is easier to remember. And also what kind of students that belong to one deprived society, that is your STs, so the scheduled tribe. So here the focus is on to uplift, to provide quality education and other opportunities to the students who belong to ST category by providing them with by having or by giving them good schools with good facilities available there, so that they can have a wholesome development. Okay, so this stands for Eklavya Model Residential School. And this word residential, so what does it mean? It means residential. It means that the students will live there only. What does it mean? That there will be hostels. This would be a boarding school, and students whoever will be enrolled under the EMRS schools, they will be living there only. Okay, so this is the concept of EMRS. And see, there is another type also which is separate, which is EMDBS, that is your day boarding school. Now what are day boarding schools? These are the one where which are the normal schools, like you wake up at home, you go to school, and then you come back to home. Okay, so those are day boarding school. There is a differentiation that wherever the population of ST in any block will be 50% or more, there will be residential school. But if the population is more than 90%, what does that mean? That majority of that particular area, they are ST only, so there's no use of putting the students at hostels when they can live at their home, right? So in such cases, day boarding schools have been established, and where the population is 50%, their residential schools have been established. And in this lecture, we will focus on Eklavya Model Residential School. Okay. So let's start with the basics. Launcher of the scheme is 1997. So if you look at the official website, so the year it says 1997-98. Okay, so during this financial year, this scheme was established, and it falls under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Again, easier to remember, we are talking about ST students, right? Now who will implement? So we know that it falls under the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, but there should be a committee or agency at every level, right, that will focus on this particular scheme. So at national level, we have National Education Society for Tribal Students. So this has been set up by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs only, and this society will focus on the academic necessities and other facilities that are required in the EMRS schools. Okay, so here we are talking about, for example, any extracurricular activities. So you will be needing infrastructure for sports activities, for other extracurricular activities. So everything will be taken care by National Education Society for Tribal Students. Then at state level, we have state and UT EMRS societies will be established that will focus on the EMRS, the schools, the Eklavya Model Residential School schools at the state level or at the UT level, and then at every district also their committees will be set up that will further focus on that whatever has been declared by National Education Society for Tribal students, whatever be the norms, are they properly established at the district level or not, right? So that is why these three implementation agencies are there. And if we talk about funding, so 100% grant in aid will be done by Ministry of Tribal Affairs to NESTS. Okay, so Ministry of Tribal Affairs will provide with 100% funding to NESTS, and this will further reallocate the funds to the desired EMR schools, right? So I hope by now it is clear. Talking about the aim, so that is to provide quality upper primary, secondary and senior secondary level. Okay, so we are talking about upper primary. So what does it mean? So this scheme is for or the students that are from 6th to 12th. Okay, so 6 to 12 students are part of this boarding school, not below that. So here we are talking about ST and PVTG students in tribal dominated areas. Okay, so what is PVTG? These are the particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay, so these are the ones that are deprived more than. In ST also there are some of the community that will be more deprived, right? So they will be focused on in tribal dominated areas. In such areas where their tribal dominance is there, such school will be established along with the extracurricular activities will also be provided to them. Comprehensive physical, mental and social relevant development is one of the objectives of this EMR school scheme. Okay, so here we are talking about that physically they should proper development of these students should be there, the ST category students, mental development should be there, social relevant development should be there, and this all should be done so that they can compete with the general population in the real world. Okay, so here we are providing them with equal and quality opportunities so that they can actually compete and sustain in the outer world with the general population who had not been deprived of their rights because of this community difference. Next is focus differentially. So there will be different focus that will be done on the class 11th and 12th students, as from 11th new streams are divided, right? And those in standard of 6th to 10th. Okay, so this is one of the objective. Next is support the annual running expenses. So here see a proper committee, as we have looked at national, state, district level has been made so that whatever funding that is deserved by that particular school, that is continuous. There is no hindrance in that, and all the faculties that are there, all the staff that are there, they have their proper salary which is designated to them. Whatever facilities are there, be it water facility, as we are talking about residential school, so it talks about the living facilities for the students, right? The extracurricular activities for the students. So everything, there should be a running expense, and that is why this particular separate scheme has been made so that proper running of expenses can be done to upkeep all the facilities that should be there in the Eklavya modern residential school. Next is support the construction of infrastructure. Now different infrastructure is required for physical education activities, for sports, for extracurricular activities, right? So proper construction of infrastructure should be there. Now talk about key features. So are set up in the state with grant article of 275 for part 1 of the Constitution of India. Okay. Every block with more than 50% ST population and at least 20,000 tribal person will have an Eklavya model residential school. So initially the target has been set by 2022. This shall be achieved, that every block should have this EMRS school, and the criteria is 50% of ST population should be there, more than of that, because if that is above 90%, we know that their day boarding schools will be established, right? So by 2022 was the target. Now it has been up, the timeline has been up. Now we will see whatever be the new reports that will be published, that how much we were able to achieve it. Next is Eklavya school will be on par with Navodaya Vidyalaya. What does it mean? That all the facilities, the quality education and all the other extracurricular activities, they will be similar to Navodaya Vidyalaya with special facilities, and there will also be special facilities for preserving the local art and culture, because we are talking about a particular tribe over here. They must be having their rituals, they must be having their art and culture. So that should also be preserved under this, and also proper training in sports and skill development will be done of them, of the EMRS students. Dedicated infrastructure for setting up of center of excellence for sports. So they see this is a venture or program under EMRS where the focus is to provide with best facilities for the sports. Okay, so that the students, they can also be a part of this. and this will be related to infrastructure. All things will be supported, and this center of excellence will have specialized state of the art facilities for one identified individual sport and one group sport. So we know that every area they have their some kind of their own sports, right? So or they are dedicated to one kind of sport, so that will be taken care under this particular scheme. Specialized state of art facilities will be provided to the individual events also and to the group event sport also. Next, now we talk about the how the this criteria of school will be. So see, the maximum students that will be in a particular EMRS, that is your Eklavya Model Residential School, in one block, that should be maximum is 480 student. And if we talk about class wise, so in every class there will be maximum of 60 students, and preferably there will be two sections, so that they have 30 students each, so that all the students they can be provided with equal opportunity, and the teachers, they can also focus on each of the student, right? So that is why 60 student maximum in a class with two sections, 30 each and 480. And in that also it is expected that the number of seats will of boys and girls will be equal, so that girls also have equal opportunity to study in schools. Now there are some reservation also that are done. So first is reserved seats of 20 reservation of 20% seats under sports quota. So whoever deserving SC students are, who are best at sports, whatever they do, for them sports quota will be there of 20%. And not only for ST students, but to the other community also that exists in that particular area. Because see, we talked about two conditions, more than 50% and more than 90%. But there will be some category that does not belong to the scheduled tribe, right? For them also there is a reservation of 10% seats. So 10% of seats of EMRS, that is residential school, and EMDBS, day boarding school, that is the normal schools that are there, can be filled up by non-ST candidates, shall not exceed the length of 480 okay, 480 students. Now that was all about this scheme. I hope now all your doubts, Purvi, are cleared. And this is the news that is in the second half of the month of December. There were a lot of news, but I just focused on the second half, and I have taken the snippet of the second half only. You can look at 28th December, 14th December, 20th December, right? So here we are looking at first, NESTS of Tribal Affair Ministry partners with Amazon for 2-day capacity building program. What is capacity building program? The skill development program. So NESTS, we know that is at the national level society that is taking care of all the things under EMRS. They partners with Amazon for skill development. Okay. Next is this is for the EMRS teachers, not only for students, but teachers are also being skilled. Their skills are developed so that they can further pass on to the students for future engineer program. Next is National Education Society for Tribal Students. By now we have understood what is NESTS, right? Organized 2-day online workshop in collaboration with Center of Development of Advanced Computing for the EMRS student. Again, we have understood that the aim is to provide with best facilities and capacity building, and hence EMRS students, they are also given this opportunity. Next is NESTS organized National EMRS Sports Meet. Proper, we have understood the Center of Excellence facility also, right? So proper sports meet was done so that they have the opportunity, the students have the exposure to for the real time movement or adventures, right? So that is all. The homework for you is in front of you. So there are 3 statements. You have to tell which of the following is are correct with respect to EMRS scheme. And these are the toppers of the last session. So Ravi said the right answer. Only A and C was the right answer to this. And this snippet of Tanisha Verma I have added because to clear her confusion as well as all the other students' confusion. See, there is a buffer of 1 day, that is 24 hours between the lecture and the PDF that is provided in the Telegram channel. Okay, so within 24 hours you of every lecture you will get the PDF there. Okay, and if after 1 day also if you do not get it, then you can always write it in the comment section. I'll share that with the team. Okay, but within 24 hours is the time lab that is there. Then Srihari also said the right answer. Nilesh said the right answer. We have Rishabh said the right answer. Sorry said the right answer. And Praful Kumar said the right answer. Kudos to all the toppers. And if you like this video, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of all the lectures that we provide here on YouTube. So that is all in this video. If you have any doubt, any query, you can always write to us. And if you want me to cover any particular scheme which you must be confused about, you can always suggest that in the comment section. So that is all in this video, and we'll meet again with new scheme with new concepts. And until then, we'll meet again. All the very best for your examination, and thank you.